Good morning, friends. We're going to begin today lying on our backs, so go ahead and make your way there. Try to release some tension in your shoulders, maybe your jaw or your feet. Now is a good time to set an intention for the day, so that may be something like an affirmation, a mantra, or a goal of just what you'd like to accomplish or where your focus would like to be today. Then, when you have your intention settled, go ahead and begin to focus on something we call belly breathing. So on your inhale, let your stomach rise, and exhale, your stomach lowers. This is something a child does quite often, kind of breathing with their stomachs. So inhale, belly rises, and exhale, belly lowers. So we'll begin to wake up your diaphragm and kind of start to get things to begin circulating. And then beginning to bring movement into the body. You can roll your wrists out, move your toes, perhaps interlace fingers and stretch overhead like it's the first time you're waking up this morning. Wiggle through the spine a little bit. Add any movement that feels natural to you. Then go ahead and bring the left leg in towards you. We can add some movement here, maybe drawing circles with our hip or dropping it from one side to the other. Just saying good morning to our bodies. And then release, take it to the right side, hugging that knee in, adding some rotations or movements, whatever feels natural to you. Then we'll go ahead, bring both knees in towards our chest, hug them tightly in, and just roll your hips around. This will give your lower back a little bit of a massage. Taking it one way and then the other. And go ahead and come into a tight ball, maybe lifting your neck up, squeezing, and then you can grab your legs or behind your thighs. We'll just begin rolling up and down our spines, finding that momentum, adding movement throughout our spine. Then you can come to a seated position. I'm going to face forward to give you a better view, but once we're here, we're going to begin some rounds of booty rolls. So what that looks like is some circular motions throughout your torso. Imagine that your spine is replaced with a pencil and you're just going to draw small circles. You're going to want to lift your pelvic floor and engage the muscles in your core. And really emphasize this movement. And then you're going to take it the opposite direction. This movement in particular is very beneficial for postnatal recovery. It strengthens the pelvic floor as well as can help heal the abdominal wall. And then we'll wrap up there and come into some seated cat-cows. So exhale, folding downwards, and then inhale, looking up. Exhale, rounding through that spine. Inhale, looking up. And kind of just following this motion with your breath. Then returning to a neutral spine, we'll inhale, lift our arms up, take the right arm under the left, and just find as far as you can reach across your arms. Go ahead and lift your elbows up at a 90-degree angle, and then exhale, drag them down as you draw your face down. This should emphasize the stretch on your upper back, kind of drawing your shoulder blades apart. If you can't feel it as well, try pressing your elbows into each other. And then exhale, release, taking it to the other side, finding your place. Elbows up, and then drag them down as your shoulder blades part. Again, if you don't feel it as much, press your elbows in towards each other. Then go ahead, exhale, release, shake your arms out a little bit, find a little bit of movement. Then taking our right leg out, we'll go ahead and twist our torso towards the foot and then fold forwards, maybe reaching for the foot or the ankle or calf. If you want, you could also reach for your foot, bending your knee, and then pressing your knee down into the ground. Just waking up those hamstrings. Then we'll go ahead, release, facing forwards. We're going to go into a side bend, reaching for our foot, taking that left arm overhead. And we'll begin to add movement. So sweeping the arm down towards the leg and then sweeping it back up. This will just wake that side body up a little bit. Then go ahead, release, inhale, lift both arms overhead. Then exhale, bring them down. Go ahead, switch legs, going to the opposite side. And then facing our torso towards the foot, reach down, finding your place here wherever it may be. And then breathe. We'll begin to come into that side stretch, facing forward, reaching towards the side, taking our right arm overhead, and then adding that motion of sweeping the arm down towards the leg and then back up. Down and then back up. Really emphasize that stretch through your rib cage. Rising up, we'll bring our arms together and exhale, draw our hands through heart center. Making our way to tabletop, we'll extend the right leg out, tucking the toes and shifting forwards and backwards. Stretching through the back side of our leg. And then move with intention. Taking that right leg and kicking it out to the side, we'll press back into a child's pose. If this is too intense for you, feel free to bring that leg back in, and taking the knees about mat distance wide, just press back into a child's pose. And then breathe here, remembering your intention. Roll forward as we come back into tabletop position. Taking that left leg out behind us, tucking the toes, and then finding that back and forth movement, stretching the calf and hamstring. Kick your left leg out to the side and come into either variation of child's pose, wherever you feel most comfortable. Move moving with intention, we're going to come back to tabletop position and then begin to tuck your toes. And we're going to do a bottom of the foot stretch so you can sit back onto your heels. This version can be quite intense for people, so you can lean forward a little bit, or taking a block and separating your feet, you can sit on the block. Kind of just finding what works best for you here, but making sure to go to the edge of your discomfort and then find your breath there. Feel free to roll out your wrists or your neck, showing them a little bit of love. Then release this posture, coming forward into tabletop. Untuck your toes, tap them on the mat a little bit, and then we're going to come into a squat. So taking your feet about mat distance wide, we're just going to sink into our hips a little bit. I'll move forward to give you a better view. If this is too deep for you, we go back to our handy dandy block and you can sit on that, or you can just sit up a little bit, not coming into the full squat, maybe using your hands for support. This is an absolutely wonderful posture to be in the morning. It just gets your gut and your digestive system really moving and working for the day. It's also very great for your mobility if you find you have really tight hips. You can add some add-ons, maybe twisting to one side and then twisting to the other. Just waking up that spine and lower body. And maybe tip one knee and then the other. If you want to add a challenge, try lifting your ankles up off the mat. It'll build some strength in them. Then go ahead, come back to the center, remove the block if you used one. Then we're going to plant our hands, press our hips up. Maybe we don't straighten our legs all the way. We're going to come into this ragdoll kind of posture. So grabbing opposite elbows, letting effort out of our neck. We're going to sway from side to side. Coming back to the center, release your elbows, lengthen your spine, and then inhale, raise your arms up. Look up, palms together. Exhale, draw your hands through heart center. There you go. Have a wonderful day.